Welcome back and happy Friday, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the end of your week and hope you're ready for that Super Bowl. Today's stream, we're going to be looking at, should you be grabbing your crypto blue chips in case there's a Super Bowl dip? Also, after a little bit of news and overview, we're going to break down what is an NFT. It seems to be the common misconception, and it seems like we need a little bit of clarity. So we're going to get the breakdown on what an NFT is and how that is going to change in the relevance in the future. So let's go ahead and start right in. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. And let's go ahead and get at it. So right now, there's a lot of blood. And that's why there's not much to say, because there's a lot of blood. And it's not looking great. We don't have the best indicators. There's money leaving the markets. The social sentiment's slightly intimidating. And in a short-term consensus, I would be very cautious entering the market. This is definitely one of those times that you feel really good standing on the sidelines. You want to be vigilant, you want to be observing, but you want to be on the sidelines. So let's talk about why. Right now, we have BTC down 1.7%. We have Ethereum at 42,347. We have Ethereum down 3.6% at 2,932. Solana's down 7.8%. So on Coin360, you can see a lot of red, but as you guys know on this channel, we're looking at market cap size. So we want to go over to volume. This is what we like to look at. We want to know, where is the money leaving? Where is the money going? And as you can see, money is leaving all sectors. It's leaving Ethereum tokens, point of sale tokens, Binance tokens on the below. So right now we have Injectives doing pretty good. That's a nice bright green screen right there. You have Elrond Gold. It's a great project. So one of those projects we've talked about on this channel a bit. And also over here, you can see there's a few Ethereum tokens doing all right, but it's pretty bloody out there, folks. Let's see what the stock market looks like. And yep, it's just as bloody. So you can see MicroStrategy's down 2.84%, Apple's down 2.36%, Amazon's down 1.36%, Facebook's down 1.69%, Google's down 2.1%. I mean, these are top dogs. Everyone's feeling the hurt right now. So you're not alone. We want to hang in there and we want to understand why. What's going on? Why is the market bleeding? Why are things dropping? So there's a little bit of news we're going to get into, but let's go ahead and check out CoinGecko and give ourselves some positive news to look at right off the bat. So as you can see, we're looking at CoinGecko on the 24 hours, and it's just nothing but red on the 24 hours, 1.7, 4.2, 3.7. These are all down percentages from Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, XRP, Cardano, 5.2% down. I mean, there's really not much worth talking about in positivity. So we're going to have to slide over here and look at what is. And as we just briefly mentioned, Elrond Gold is the top performer in the top 100, and it is up 10.3%. So that's really exciting. It's definitely something we want to look into at some point. Tezos is up 3.8%, AMP's up 6.7%. And besides that, it drops off fast. So what's going on? Why are we panicking? Let's have a conversation and let's learn how to think about this. So right now, we know that we can only chart so much, but we're also driven by social sentiment. And that's huge. That's not chartable. We can't see that in our indicators. That's something that we also have to be vigilant and aware. And that's why we come to you guys every single day. That's why we do a live stream every day, because the charts change, because the social sentiment changes. So what's going on now? Well, for starters, we have a little bit of hostility going on and some uncertainty with Russia and what's going on. So right now we're looking at CNN.com, and this is CNN Business, and I don't know why it's doing this. And so it's talking about the markets and how the Russia controversy with Ukraine is affecting the markets. And so really the question is right here, will consumers stop spending? And that's what we're hoping is not the case. That's what the concern, that's what the fear driving the market is people are now getting concerned about what's going to happen. And on top of this unfortunate news that may or may not affect these markets, they're affecting people's mentalities. And people's mentalities 100% affect the markets. So a lot of people say, well, will that really affect the market? Is that correlated enough? And I want you guys to know that if it affects the social mentality or the community mentality enough, it will absolutely affect whatever market's correlated to it. So we have the Russia concern going on. You can see on CNN.com, it's all over. The latest on Ukraine and Russia tensions. The U.S. Defense Secretary spoke with several NATO counterparts today and stressed the U.S. commitment to Article 5. So what's really going on is Biden and Putin spoke on Saturday and pretty much decided that we're going to be at a standstill and we may or may not have to worry about things going on during the Winter Olympics, which is not a fun place to be. And there's a lot of uncertainty. So with all this uncertainty, that's what markets hate the most. We thrive with confirmation up or down. But with all this uncertainty, we really struggle to find a direction and to find a trend. So what a Russian invasion of Ukraine would mean for markets is White House warns attack could come any day now. So this is from marketwatch.com, and this was published just a couple of hours ago. Stocks sink, oil could test $100 a barrel if conflicts break out. There's a lot of fear being projected from this, and I'm not convinced what the incentive is, but I do know it is affecting us. You can see U.S. stocks extended a sell-off to end sharply lower, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 1.4%, dropping more than 500 points, and the S&P down 1.9%, sinking. Oil futures surged to a 7-year high, that the crude within hailing distance of $100 a barrel. So oil went up 4.4%. That's not really a good sign. It's kind of like the way we look at the dollar. So we're going to go ahead and pull the charts up before we go into the good news and just get rid of all this unfortunate fun. So let's go ahead and see what's going on with our charts. And as we can see, we're looking at the total market cap and where it sits. So with the total market cap right now, we are struggling to stay, or we just fell under $1.9 trillion. We're at $1.877 trillion as of right now, this live stream. And that is us falling back down to the middle of the channel that we've been in since October of last year. So we've been in a descending wedge falling down. So this is not looking good for the short term. What does this tell us? What do we see when we see this? Well, you can continue to go down to shorter time frames, and it really only looks uglier. So at this point, you can see we have a little death cross trying to formulate itself. And it's not really the most promising look. I hope that it doesn't play out, but I would be cautious for the next 72 hours on the 6-hour candle. You can see right here as well, we're definitely starting to show signs of weakness in the whole market cap. So let's go ahead and see why we're having this weakness. What is Bitcoin doing? Because as you know, total market cap is mostly driven by Bitcoin's market cap. I believe over 60% of it is what drives that chart. So let's go ahead and look at the main indicator, and this is Bitcoin. So now we have Bitcoin paired to the US dollar on the Bitstamp chart. We're looking at candles on 6-hour candles, and it folks, it's not good. This is not good. I don't like seeing what we see going into a weekend when all the liquidity has been removed and the volatility has been increased. So this is the market's favorite time to do volatile moves. And I'm very interested to see, as everyone's distracted with the Superbowl and everyone's thinking about Valentine's Day and worried about Russia and Ukraine, what are they going to do when no one's paying attention? That's when the market likes to react, is when no one's paying attention. So interesting times. Curious what Bitcoin's going to do. I would really like to see Bitcoin come and retest our resistance, and we've been anticipating that on this channel for the last couple of weeks. So we're hoping that it's going to fall back down to this 38,000 level, $38,000 to $40,000 level, grab this pool of liquidity, and then take back off. That would be a healthy retest, and that would be a bullish scenario. We also want to make sure that we're paying attention to the dollar. We continue to reiterate that every single day. And ladies and gentlemen, the dollar only got stronger today. This is not a good sign. This is not what we're looking for. We're looking for signs of weakness. So this is another red flag going into this weekend of what to expect. What we can expect is that hopefully some whales come in, scoop this up, and bring us right back up. That's what we can expect. But If they don't, then there might be some bottom feeding happening at some lower price range. So we want to see the dollar start dying, whales coming in, using the dollar, buying their favorite blue chips and altcoins because everything's on beautiful sale. And this is the best case scenario. Is this guaranteed to happen? No, no, this is what we're hoping for. And we're going to be here every day just in case. But right now, the dollar showing strength, Bitcoin showing weakness. This is we have what we need to see. This is this time to not be entering in until we have confirmation. This is not looking good. There's too much uncertainty across the board. We're looking at total 2 market cap now, and total 2 market cap is struggling to be above $1.1 trillion. We're currently at $1.067 trillion. We have fallen in total 2 market cap. So just altcoins with Ethereum included have fallen almost 10%. So that's pretty substantial when you're talking about an entire ecosystem or an entire space. This is the entire market outside of Bitcoin. We'll go ahead and look as maybe our altcoins are feeling a little bit stronger. So we'll pull up total 3. And now we're looking at the total 3 on TradingView on 1-day candles, and it actually looks uglier. So this chart tells me that altcoins are getting ready to bleed. They will hemorrhage over the next few days. So I would be very cautious what altcoins that I was holding, looking into. I definitely would be thinking about what I was acquiring beforehand and make sure that it's something that was previously on sale and something that I was okay with it hemorrhaging 60% down. Because rest assured, these altcoins will be the first ones to bleed the heaviest. Bitcoin will do what it does, but altcoins, they can make and break you. And you really want to know what you're doing. You want to know what you're into. You want to believe in your project, and you want to check all your vitals. And that's what we're here to talk to you about. So go ahead and slide over to the US 500. Looks just as ugly. I mean, honestly, guys, it looks bad. There's no point in pulling the charts up anymore. We can just have a conversation and say it's not looking good. And hopefully Monday, we have a way better live stream talking about the beautiful rebound that we had. But until we have this unannounced, we have a behind closed doors Fed meeting with regards to interest rates. And this is going to be announced on Monday. And the uncertainty behind the Fed meeting, the Ukraine conflict, and money just dropping out of all markets, this is alarming to people. We're worried about going into a recession, and everyone's in a state of fear. Now, said best by, I believe, Rockefeller, when there's blood in the streets, buy, buy, buy. And there's starting to be blood in the streets, but we also want to make sure that we're not catching a falling knife, because that's not buying when there's blood in the streets. That's punishing yourself when things are going down. So be sure to be aware of what your emotional sentiment is versus what your indicators are telling you when you're playing in the market, especially when it looks as volatile as it does. But let's go ahead and get out of all of this fun, and we'll go ahead and talk about what is our latest news. So if you guys want to find some relevant crypto news, a great place to go is Cointelegraph. You go to Cointelegraph, it's a wonderful resource. You have news, markets, magazines, and they have pretty relevant and recent news always posted every day. So one of their big articles is right here. We have Coinbase partners with One River to roll out new institutional platform. So let's see what that is. The Coinbase, the separately managed account will be exclusively available for Coinbase Prime users and specifically target the institutional investor. So really, in the announcement, Coinbase summarized the service by saying, One Digital SMA is a solution for wealth managers that want to give clients access to crypto through direct ownership of assets, complete transparency, and the ability to optimize future returns through value-added services like staking. So this is huge for the space. This is exciting. Really want to talk about some exciting news when the markets aren't exciting. Also on Cointelegraph, we also had the browser-based Metaverse portals aims to remove the need to get a VR headset. And this was posted 9 hours ago. So what this is telling us is the portal's co-founder, Adam Gomez, explained that a browser-based platform lowers the barrier to enter the metaverse for many people. and it summarized that it would be like if Apple and Nintendo partnered up to build an open, fun 3D layer of the internet that people could interact with, and everyone, crypto natives or not, could form communities, design storefronts, and play user-built games in the city center arcade. So this is really exciting. I want to see this one play out, and I'm sure that Sifu has some great info on the relevance of this. And also, I'm excited to get educated on what is an NFT. So, Sifu, what do you got for us? Why don't you go ahead and break it down?
Will do. Thanks for that, Al. And what's up, C3 fam? And yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into this. Our market's down a little too on the NFT side, although it looks a little bit green still. There's a lot of red, and guessing a lot of those greens are about to turn red. But instead of boring you guys on that, let's go ahead and get right into what is an NFT. So, for starters, it's a non fungible token, what it means, but what does that actually really mean? Um, what it means is it's basically a smart contract. It's a digital patent tied to the creator. So when you take your digital piece of artwork and you mint it, and I will actually explain that too, it basically ties authenticity to it, to the creator, where that smart contract basically has a built-in commission. So it allows the creator to receive rewards all the way down the line for every sell that happens in the marketplace after the previous sell. So let's actually kind of show you guys what that is a little bit. So I'm going to go switch the screen here. We're going to go check out Rarible. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mint something for you guys right now. So instead of trying to explain the wordy jargon, let's go ahead and do that. So here I'm on Rarible, just rarible.com, very straightforward. The easiest platform to use because there's no gas fees or just fees that cost you to put your artwork here. So I'm going to go into create. I'm already signed in. You do have to have a MetaMask for this. However, I use Ethereum. You can see there's other couple options. And I'm actually going to create just a single. The beauty of this is you can create multiples. You can create up to 10,000 in a single process. You can create 100,000 if you want. However, I already have this uploaded, but just to show you guys, I'm going to take that off the screen. And so once you're here, you just choose file. Hopefully you already have it, whatever you're going to use as a PNG, a GIF, a WebP, MP4. It gives you the examples. So we're going to go into here. Actually, that's the wrong one. Bear with me for 1 second here. Here we go. So I got my latest Wonder Woman renditions already saved. The moment I was finished with it in Photoshop, I exported it as a PNG. I just use PNGs, they're very simple. And that's it. I opened the file there, and there we go. It's ready to be minted. So following this minting process or authenticity to allow this to be sold on the marketplace and tie the smart contract to the creator, which allows them the built-in commission. So once you have it up here, you get a few options. You got a fixed price. You can set it for bids. You can even do a timed auction. Say you have like a small release window or you have some sort of event you're creating around it. I'm just going to stick with fixed price, and it's going to price it in Ethereum. But as you'll see, the moment you start typing anything in, let's see if I go here, and you can see right down here, you start getting your value for what that may be. So if I go more, that's a little bit higher. So I don't need to go anything crazy. Let's go. I'm just going to put it on for 0.02 Ethereum, equivalent to $57 USD. I'm just going to leave it right here on Rarible and let them handle the blockchain transaction. But if you're using the other options, Tezos or Flow, you'll probably have to create it on here. That's no big deal. You leave this, the buyer will pay the gas minting fees. Just leave that checked off. You don't really want to have to incur a fee upon yourself. You don't need to. All you really have to do is name what this is. So I'm just going to call her Warrior Goddess. And then down here, I'm just going to give a little description. Oh, it always happens to me. So we're going to call this Love Forged Through Fire. And then here, right here, the royalties, that's your built-in commission. This is the essential smart contract. So it's set on 10. I'm just going to say 5%. As you see down here, it gives you examples. You can go all the way up to 50% if you want. But right here, I'm just going to hit create item. It's just going to take a few seconds. Won't take very long at all. It's going to pull up my MetaMask wallet that is tied to this. That is the address that if you buy NFTs or any crypto, it's going to go to. And then this is the address that mine is tied to. So I just simply come down here, click sign. Very simple. It's going to approve it. It's going to have me probably click one more thing here. And it just kind of shows you the kind of data, the metadata in there. You just scroll to the bottom, sign that. And then as you can see right here, your Warrior Goddess NFT is successfully created. It will be minted in the blockchain while purchasing or transferring. And that's as simple as it is, everybody. Literally create a PNG file, you come to Rarible, you can do it for free and you can mint something. Now, however, minting and getting your item on a marketplace isn't just everything. So now that you've seen that, let's explain kind of the future adoption of what these smart contracts actually do. So aside from just tying the patent to the creator, which ties them a built-in commission, we have some really cool things happening. And so Coachella, for instance, is coming out with NFTs. You purchase a Coachella NFT, they give you lifetime Coachella tickets. And those can also be in turn sold back on the marketplace. So say you got one of those, say you went to Coachella for 5 years straight, you're done with it, you've got your use. You could just sell that back on the marketplace, turn a profit on it, and someone else will buy it and get that lifetime usage out of it, and it continues so forth. So really the future adoption that I see in the utilities that it brings, it's going to come with everything. At some point, maybe you buy a Seattle Seahawks mug and it comes with a certain golden NFT that gives you a season pass. Musicians can actually offer, live meetings, they can do podcasts. You buy an NFT that they, is one of their next albums. Maybe they come and sing at a birthday party for you. There's just a lot more personalization that what the NFT world brings in through the smart contracts. And it's really not just tied to digital art. If you buy a VFriend, one of Gary V's NFTs, you get up to 2025 a pass into his VCons. That's huge. You get to meet entrepreneurs, business people, like-minded in the same world. So we're going to see these smart contracts extend far beyond what we're seeing as a digital platform. Now, I want to explain a little bit why the digital platform is so impressive with the NFT world and where it's starting. So let's just go back to the homepage here. And the reason why it's so incredible, and I'm going to pull up this #1 seller right now. That's currently, at least on Rarible, Audioglyphs. He just makes these kind of interesting patterns. But if we come right here, we can see his highest sale sold for over $500,000 for a single NFT. However, the floor price was $92. So what that means is the creator himself really wasn't trying to fetch a crazy price. And the digital hustlers of this digital era, they buy your idea if they like it, this collection, and they create the value by reselling it. So this dude was probably, who knows, he was working on his next art piece or whoever the artist is, and all of a sudden made a commission off of a $500,000 sale. So the artists themselves may not really be pricing things high. It just takes off. And that potential extends to every aspect of a smart contract would be connected to, which is very, very like exotic in that respect. And there's also some new projects coming out that are really taking forward to the utility that they want to bring. There's these crypto bulls that have tied in stocks built into them if you get the right one. If you get a crypto bull that has a watch, you can be privy to get a free Rolex watch, like $25,000 watch. There's lots of utilities tied into it. So just to not keep going on too much, but what an NFT really is a new form of a contract tied to the person on a peer-to-peer basis, person to person, and it just allows more exposure without an executive interference or a centralized interference that has to tell you how you can proceed on things. So like say Snoop Dogg puts out his NFT, that's all him, what he wants to tie into it. He wants to come meet you or give you tickets to his birthday. He's personalizing way more to the audience. Any artist in here doesn't have to try to get in on a gallery. It really gives you the exposure of the creativity you may have inside you. So anybody who's got digital creativity, just start exploring. You've got digital work, turn it to a PNG, come to Rarible, mint it, go through that, see it's not very hard, and tap into your community if you have a social community and see if they'll support you. And if your idea takes, the digital hustlers will make it worth your while. It's as simplest as I can explain it as far as that goes. Make something for cheap. A digital hustler creates a value in a world filled with millions and millions of users, and your idea takes off without you really doing it. You show what you got. So, uh, without going too much into that, what we are going to go into though is let's just come right back to the charts, and I'm going to have Al jump in and give you guys a little bit of fun on Pegaxy Stone. And if you guys been watching, you remember I covered it a little bit. It's a really cool project. Don't mind too much where it's at on the charts right now. We already know that we're in kind of a down part of the market, but really cool game. They're about to launch into their 3D version, and you basically are racing horses. You can buy horses, you can breed horses to resell them on the marketplace. You can even rent the horses if you don't have the initial purchase value to get in. And even when you rent the horses, you have two options. You can rent them for the initial price, or you can rent them for free. You just have to give up a percentage of your rewards. But this game's a big mover. It's had a lot of movement. It just seems really cool. And their roadmap and tokenomics, I think, is pretty exotic. So we're going to actually go ahead and have Al throw this on the charts and kind of maybe see its chart roadmap, see if there's anything fun to look at.
Sifu, I would love to throw that on the charts, but unfortunately, TradingView does not give us Pegaxy privileges. So we have to just go with CoinGecko. It's a solid substitute.
All right.
And this is really all we got for it. And what we can see on this chart is this is a max life for it. And it looks like I would be looking at the last previous highs of 53 cents to be the support on this falling asset. So I would be excited about Pegaxy at around 53 to 57 cents. But besides that, it looks like we're going to keep doing a little bit of a capitulation. Very exciting though. I mean, it's been around for what, since November 5th. It's up 100% on the month. So it's a great project to keep your eyes on. It's new in the space, a lot of fun, and if I'm not mistaken, they just moved from 2D graphics to 3D graphics, correct?
Yes, they did.
Brilliant.
So that would be a next major step. I believe they want to go completely full mobile too as well, and so they want to hit as big of an audience as they can. with as good as a interface as they can, as far as that goes.
I mean, they have a $37 million market cap with a fully diluted valuation of $695 million. So, I mean, that's quite a bit of room to grow. There's the anticipation that this project could really be something in the space. But Chris, while I still got you on, I wanted to talk about VeeFriends because I know I'm a huge fan of Gary Vee. I love Gary Vee and all that he does and all that he stands for in the space. And when I see this, it kind of put NFTs into perspective for me because I think a lot of people are worried about how talented they are as artists, and that might be a little bit of a reservation from starting this journey. And I think there's really no minimum requirement for what caliber of art you're able to produce. There's an appreciation for everything in the space. And could you elaborate on that or correct me if I'm wrong?
No, that's absolutely right. I mean, art is subjective, to the eye of the beholder. So, the intrinsic value someone else sees, we may not, but that's besides the point. And that's the exact, well, I'm not going to say exact, but Gary Vee does a great job of kind of elaborating but his really are tied to human traits. So it's the idea behind it. And as you scroll through and see what he has, a gratitude gorilla, likable leopard, patient panda, they actually, I don't know, they do kind of resonate and grab you in a certain way. And actually, it looks like he's kind of added and updated a lot and
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
it
become more artistic.
looks like it's
So
really
these are
grown.
actually, yeah, these are a lot cooler than what I've seen, but he's incredibly genius with his concepts behind this. And if you actually go and watch him, you can see him elaborate. He probably describes NFTs maybe the best, but his are genius because he wants to turn these to Disney characters. So let's say that happens. Say it doesn't happen for 10 years. However, your investment now, if those become Disney characters, will be a huge return at that point. And
Well, and then
not
to
only that,
elaborate on smart contracts, I mean, this is a great example of what smart, like a physical representation of what smart contracts are. So if you have the mentor meeting Mongoose, which you meet with Gary for a 2-hour one-on-one mentor session, that is on March 7th. Then if you had the jam session snail, you could bring yourself and 3 friends to a 3-hour jam session with Gary Vee at Hudson Yards. I mean, so this is the you're getting season tickets or like concert tickets plus art, and that's is that the point of the smart contract? I mean, that's kind of
well, yeah, it honestly it allows the person to engage that much more with like this. You like you said, you buy the art and then now you're privy to talking to Gary Vee, having one-on-ones. That's that what if he's your mentor or business mentor? That's huge. Same with any sort of musician or actor in the space. And that's what it really does. It allows personalization. What if a musician, you buy a musician's NFT and it has a tied direct lesson into it? That's incredible. When would anyone else ever get that, especially for just
or how
buying
could anyone else even
merchandise?
offer that? How could anyone even offer that right now in a current state? I mean,
Yeah.
this is a beautiful opportunity for both parties, for people to be able to offer that to their subscribers, to their fans, to their friends, to their community. Whereas like previously, without the luxury of smart contracts, it seems like an almost unfeasible idea. And
No,
it's
completely. If before that you just hope to see someone and ask for an autograph, be that random intrusive person that's, just maybe an intense fan or whatever. Now this, you buy someone's NFT, you can personalize, actually get to know the person, maybe become their friends or whatever the case. But it there's a lot that comes with it, and it, like I said, it eliminates the executives, the guys in suits that would dictate every movement between you and that other person, and that's beautiful as well.
so I think with that, I'm gonna use this to wrap us up because this is gonna be the light at the end of the tunnel. But I appreciate the specialty seafood. Thank you for all of that. And I think I'm gonna go ahead
Absolutely.
and leave us all with a little bit of light at the end of this tunnel and looking at NFTs or digital art. And I know when the stock market crashes, it doesn't fully correlate to the art depreciating rapidly. I mean, there may be some sort of similarities, when everything's going down, things will all go down, but it's not a proportionate relationship. And so I also want to point out we're witnessing that in the digital world. So NFTs right here, and as Chris teaches you how to check for the categories on CoinGecko, you can see number 17 is a non-fungible token. So this represents all the NFTs. This is up 2.5% on the week. It's up 1.6% on the day. And folks, there's not much else in crypto that's up for the day, let alone the week. So I really want to point out that maybe this could be a hedge against some kind of market correction or a good place to store things, because when the Fed has the announcement, and we understand stable coins are under some pretty brutal speculation and might have some consequences in the near future. We don't know what to expect, what to anticipate. Are NFTs a great place to store value? And they might be, and especially because that's something that if enough people agree that that's the case, then it will be the case. So I love NFTs. I love the metaverse. I love what's new. I'm excited to learn more about it. I love learning more every time Sifu drops some knowledge on us. But I want people to really think about, when the wealthy start looking at economic crisis, they tend to go into luxury, into assets that hold value. And digitally speaking, this is one of the best assets that we have currently accessible that is agreed upon to hold value. So I'm very excited to see how NFTs stand during any kind of market dip, and also pay attention to how the market's going to respond this weekend and Monday. I mean, this will be a wild weekend. I hope everyone hangs in there. I hope you guys enjoy the Super Bowl. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and show up on Monday at 5, because we're going to have a lot to talk about. But with all that being said, I think we've covered enough fun, and you guys go out there, have a fun drink, have a great time. We'll see you guys on Monday. C3 over and out.